welcome to the first episode of 7 Deadly Strings. In this series we're going to look at how to play on 7-string guitar. We're going to start with some sweep picking, and we're going to just look at 4 basic triads for this lesson. We're going to do a major shape, a minor shape, a diminished shape, and an augmented, which will be this. So we'll put these together in a simple sequence and then add a little riff at the end. So the whole thing slowly is going to sound like this. And then the rhythm part at the end will sound like this. Okay, so to start with, we're in the key of A major, and halfway through the sweeping we're actually going to switch into an A minor key using A harmonic minor. So the first 3 arpeggios are based on the A major chord, the B minor, and then G sharp diminished. So G sharp diminished fits in the key of A major, but it also fits in with our A harmonic minor. So we can use this as a point where we switch from one key to the other. So from the G sharp diminished, we're then going into a C augmented triad. We're going to first play as an inversion with E in the bass, so it's basically E augmented. And then we're going to move back to the C root note and play the same shape. And that gives us C augmented. So both of those shapes have the exact same notes in, which are C, E, and G sharp. So obviously this shape, we've just got them in a different order. So we've got the E first, G sharp, C, and so on. From there, we'll go into the riff. So first let's look at the sweeps and what we're actually playing. So we're starting on the 7th string, the B string, and we're starting with the note A on the 10th fret. Now I play this with my little finger, but you can use your ring finger, which might be easier as well. And we're going to go from the B string, we're going to go B, E, A, and it's going to be 10, 9, 7. Then we're going to hammer on to the 12th fret. You might find this quite a wide stretch, especially if you've got a longer scale length. And then we're going to do what would normally be the standard 5-string pattern for a major chord, which is the 12th fret A string, then the 10th fret on the D string, 11th fret, then 9 on the G, 10 on the B, and 9 on the E, and then hammer on to 12. So all together. And then we're just going to descend that. Then pull off back to 7 on the A string once you get to there. And then again the same notes in reverse order. So 7 on the A, 9 on the E, and finishing on 10 on the B string. Well, that'll actually be the beginning of the next repetition. So altogether, that pattern sounds like this. Okay, so twice through that. Then we're going to move up. So we're finishing on the 9th fret of the E string there. And then instead of going back into the A on the 10th fret B, we're going to move up to the note B on the 12th fret. And this pattern's going to be very similar, but it's the minor chord shape. So we're going 12, 10, 9, and that's on the B, E, and A strings. Then we've got another hammer on from the 9th fret on the A string to the 14th fret. Then we continue the minor shape. So we've got 14 there. The D string is going to be 12. Then 11 on the G string. 12 on the B, and 10 on the E. Then we're playing the 14th fret E string and then pulling off and descending the whole thing. So we've got and again we're going to play that through twice. So we're finishing with our middle finger on the 10th fret of the E string here. So the next shape is going to be G sharp diminished. This is going to be a little bit more complicated than the first two. Well, not more complicated, but it's a bit trickier to play. So we're starting on the 9th fret B string, hammering onto the 12th fret, and then we're going to play the 10th fret on the E string, followed by the 11th fret on the A string. Now, the way I tend to play this is starting with my index finger, hammering on with my pinky, then middle finger for the 10th fret E string, and then you'll probably be tempted to use your ring finger for the 11th fret on the A string, but instead if we put our use our little finger for that, then that frees us up to play the next part more easily. So it's going to be from 11 on the A string, we're going to the D string 9th fret, then the G string 7th fret, then 9th fret again on the B string, 7th fret again on the E string, hammer on to the 10th fret, and then again just descending the same thing. So altogether that sounds like this. And on that second time, again, we're ending on the 12th fret. We're not playing that first note again. So next we're going to play the augmented chord. And we're going to play this at the 17th fret on the B string. This is the note E. We're actually playing C augmented, but we're going to play an inversion of this. So E augmented actually has the exact same notes, or the same pitches at least. So we're going to play the same shape, but we're going to play it first at the 17th fret. And then we're going to move back to the 13th fret, which is C. This gives us this nice mysterious sound from the augmented triad. And then once we've descended that, we're going to end on the note C on the 13th fret B string. And then we're going to play, I usually switch to the bridge pickup for this part. We're going to play the note E again here on the 5th fret B string. And then we go into the riff, which starts on the 5th fret E string, which is the note A. So just to go over the augmented shape, we've got, for the first pattern, we're going 17 on the B string, 16 on the E string, 15 on the A string, 14 on the D string. Then we're going to hammer on a major third above this, which is the 18th fret, D string, still on the D string. And then we're going to play the 17th fret on the G string and the B string. So you can roll across with your middle finger for those two. Then the 16th fret on the E string. And then again, we're going to use our pinky to play, this will be the 20th fret on the E string. And then back down the same shape. And then we immediately slide back to the C position at the 13th fret B string for the next shape. So these, instead of 2 repetitions like we did with the others, we're only playing 1 repetition of each of these. So this is the same shape as we just did, but everything down a major third. So we're playing the 13th fret B string, 12th fret E string, 11th fret A string, 10th fret D string, then hammer on to the 14th fret D string, and then we've got the roll, so it's 13th fret on the G and the B, and then we go E string, 12th fret, hammer on to the 16th fret, and then again back down. And then just to finish, we go and then into the riff. So we'll cover the riff in the next section. Okay, so we've covered all the sweep shapes, and the next part is going to be the riff. So this is all based on A harmonic minor still. There's going to be one note which is outside of the key. But to start with, we're in A harmonic minor, and we're going to be using mostly the scale shape from the 5th fret position. So from our E string, we've got 5, 7, 8. And then on the A string, the same frets, 5, 7, 8. And then on the D string, we've got the 6th fret and then the 7th fret. So altogether that scale sounds like this. And we can extend this down onto the B string by playing the 9th fret, the 6th fret, and the 5th fret. So if we start this from here, we actually get the Phrygian dominant mode. So this is what we're going to use for the riff. So to start with, we're using the root note A on the 5th fret E string, and we're palm muting this. So from here we have 2 palm mutes followed by the 7th fret E string, another palm mute on the 5th fret, and then the 8th fret. So the timing of this first part is going to go like this. So you'll notice that we have the 7th fret A string added in there. And then at the end we're hammering on from the 7th to the 8th fret. So you might want to just go over that a few times and get the hang of it. Now the second part is actually going to be the same timing, but after the first time that we play the 7th and 8th frets, the second time through we're actually going to play them on the A string, still the 7th and 8th frets though. And then instead of playing where before we moved to the 7th fret A string, we're now going to move to the 6th fret D string. So we get this. Now, after that, we're going to repeat the first part. And then for the 4th time through, we're going to play this. So what that was 2 palm mutes on the 5th fret E string, then the 7th fret, a palm mute on the 5th fret, then the 8th fret, so we've got, and then we play 4 palm mutes on the 5th fret E string. Sorry, 3 palm mutes. And then the lick at the end is going to be on the A string, and it's 7, 8. Then on the D string, 6, 7, 6, and then back to the A string, 8, 7. Okay, so that whole section is played twice, and then we're going to drop down onto the B string. So we're in that Phrygian dominant position. With that position, we're going to play the same sequence. So, and then we're going to move back to a note which is actually outside of the key, which is going to be the 4th B string. It gives us some tension to lead back into the riff. So the notes for that are the 5th fret B string, which is E. Then we're playing F on the 6th fret and G sharp on the 9th fret. So the second time through of this is basically the same, but the last point where we play the 6th fret, we're actually skipping and we're playing 4 times on the 4th fret. So it sounds like this. Okay. So altogether that section sounds like this. And we play that through twice. So here it is a bit quicker. And then we go back into the section we did before, and it's exactly the same. And then to finish off, we're going to play the 7th fret E string, and then the 5th fret E string. And I usually add on a pinch harmonic there. So we get a little bit quicker. And that's it. See you next time.